Most people think the economy is like the weather. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and we just have to deal with it. But economist Richard Wolff says that's not true at all. He believes the economy isn't randomly broken or just going through a rough patch. It's actually designed in a way that keeps most people struggling while a small group at the top keeps winning. It's not about personal failure or bad luck. It's about a system that works very well for the rich and not so well for everyone else. Wolff says this isn't just a temporary problem, it's a structural issue. The system was built like this, and unless we change it, we'll keep running into the same problems: rising debt, low wages, and constant financial stress for most people. To explain how serious this is, Wolff uses a powerful metaphor. Imagine living in a beautiful house, but one day you start to notice cracks in the walls. At first, it's just a small crack. Then another appears. And before long, you realize the foundation is weak. That's what he believes is happening with the U.S. economy. On the surface, things might seem fine. People still have jobs, businesses are open, money is moving. But underneath, the basic structure is unstable. Prices go up, wages don't keep up, and families are pushed to the edge just trying to afford housing, education, and health care. These cracks are signs of something deeper, a system that's becoming more and more unfair and more fragile by the day. Wolff then takes a look at history, and that's where things get really eye-opening. He points to the fall of powerful empires like ancient Rome and Britain. They had wealth, power, and success. But over time, those societies fell apart, mostly because the gap between rich and poor grew too large. The elites became disconnected from the rest of the population. Regular people were overworked, underpaid, and ignored. Sound familiar? Wolff believes we're watching the same pattern unfold again. People today are working harder than ever, but feeling stuck, disillusioned, and uncertain about the future. And when that happens across an entire society, history tells us collapse isn't far behind. Here's the part that most of us never question: our jobs. Wolff asks a simple but powerful question. Why do we live in a democracy, but work in a dictatorship? At your job, do you get to vote on anything important? Do you decide how the company runs or where the profits go? Most people don't. In most workplaces, a few people at the top, the owners or executives, make all the decisions, and everyone else just follows orders. Wolff calls this an economic dictatorship. He argues that this system of control and inequality at work is one of the biggest reasons people feel powerless, stressed, and disconnected, even when they're working full-time or more. But what if we flipped the script? What if the people who actually do the work were the ones in control? That's where worker cooperatives come in. In a worker co-op, the business is owned and run by the workers themselves. Everyone has a vote. Everyone shares the profits. Everyone has a voice. Wolff believes this is a real, practical alternative, not a fantasy. These kinds of businesses already exist around the world and are proving to be more stable and fair. When people have ownership and say in their workplace, they feel more motivated, respected, and secure. And that doesn't just help the workers, it creates a stronger economy overall, one that doesn't fall apart the moment things get tough. And here's the emotional truth behind all of this. Most people aren't asking for luxury or extreme wealth. They just want fairness. They want a life where their hard work leads to security, where they can take care of their families, and where they're treated with dignity. Wolff's message taps into that basic human desire, not to dominate, but to matter. He's saying that we don't have to accept a system that makes the majority feel invisible. We can imagine something better. And better yet, we can build it.